Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Quick Break Games, where we cover everything LEGO gaming, and welcome to a brand new ranking video. This time we're going to be ranking the 5 LEGO Star Wars hub worlds that we have so far before the upcoming LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. So this is going to be ranking the first one, LEGO Star Wars, the video game from 2005 with Dexter's Diner. Then there was LEGO Star Wars 2, the original trilogy with the Mos Eisley Cantina. Then there was LEGO Star Wars, the Complete Saga, again with the Mos Eisley Cantina from 2007. And then LEGO Star Wars 3, the Clone Wars with the 2 cruiser ships. And then lastly, LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens with the multiple planets of hub worlds. So we're going to be ranking those 5 and kind of deciding which one's the best. So let me know if you agree or disagree with this list as we go along. Comment what you think. Like this video if you enjoyed it. And without further ado, let's go on and get started with number 5. Alright, so at number 5 we have the Mos Eisley Cantina. This is going to be the LEGO Star Wars 2, the original trilogy version from 2006. So this was the first Mos Eisley Cantina version that we got. And this hub is going to be at the bottom of the list because of how basic and bare bones it is compared to what we have in some of the other games. It's also been overshadowed kind of by the updated version that we got in the Complete Saga. So this whole hub world is basically 2 rooms, I mean technically 3, but you have the shop where you buy characters here in the main room. And this is just kind of a generic guy running the shop from the cantina. And here you can buy characters, extras, things like that. And then there's these 3 garage doors that opens up as you play the levels. And each of these garage doors leads to a room for each of the movies. But each of these movies don't really get unique rooms. Like, it's just all part of the main room that you're already in. So it's kind of just generic Mos Eisley Cantina sand looking doors that you're walking into and things like that. But it's pretty much all connected into one big room. Then there's also the outside area, which is basically a small circle that you just walk around, and then you can go inside the cantina from a couple different entry points. And overall, it's pretty small, though. I think it might even be smaller than the outside area within Dexter's Diner, so it's pretty basic. You can access the bonus level there where you have to collect 1,000,000 studs. There's also the stud fountain that you get once you collect all the gold bricks in the game, which of course is pointless at that point because you don't need studs anymore, really. But overall, there's not really too much to do here. There's the mini kit builds as well out there. You can have little battles with the other AI characters. But overall, there's not too much to do on the outside area. Lastly, there is a bounty hunter room, which is a separate room from the main room, which you get after unlocking all the bounty hunter characters in the game, which is cool. Then you also have next to the shop the first create your own character in the LEGO games with the 2 Bacta tanks, which I thought is pretty neat as well. But overall, this hub world has a pretty good atmosphere. You know, it's the cantina. It represents the original trilogy pretty well, but it's just very bare bones compared to what we have in these other games. So that's why it comes in at number 5. Okay, so at number 4 we have Dexter's Diner from LEGO Star Wars, the video game from 2005. Now this place is a classic and it's exclusive to this game so far, and it's basically the first LEGO game hub world. But since it is the first, it is still pretty basic. It has more character and variety, I would say, in comparison to the LEGO Star Wars 2 Cantina. You know, each movie has its own unique room in this game. Attack of the Clones even has like a kind of a yellowish tint, I guess, to represent Geonosis, which is a big planet from that movie. Then if you walk into the Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith room, it kind of has a red tone to the whole room, representing Mustafar. At least I think that's what they were going for there. And it kind of gives a little bit of character to each of the rooms, and you kind of know which movie you're getting yourself into before you even step in through the little doors. There's also the 4th mystery door, which just has a question mark on it, which was always pretty cool because you never knew what it was. You know, as a kid when I played this game, it was locked and you didn't really know how to unlock it. I don't think it even told you how to unlock it or anything like that, and you're just kind of wondering as you're playing through this game what's behind that door. And it ends up being that you have to collect the true Jedi status throughout all 17 levels in the game, and then that bonus room will open up. It ends up being kind of a teaser for the next game, LEGO Star Wars 2 at the time, for A New Hope, and you get to play as Darth Vader, which is pretty cool. So that was a cool little feature of this hub world as well, with that secret mystery door. You also have Dexter himself running the shop, and he sells you a lot of unique things. You can buy characters here, you can enter cheat codes here. He sells a lot of extras that are unique to this game that aren't in other games. Like you have the silhouettes extra, which allows you to turn all the characters into like black silhouettes. And there's like the purple extra, which makes everyone have purple lightsabers. I'm not totally sure if a lot of these appeared in future games, so there's a lot of unique extras that Dexter sells that you don't really find in the future LEGO Star Wars games. So from the main room, there's then 2 exits out to the outer area of Coruscant outside of Dexter's Diner, and here's where all your mini kits are. There's like 3 separate sections for each of the movies for all the mini kits, and you can look at what you built out of those mini kit builds. There's also the big mini kit that you get, I guess it's called the super kit, that you get from collecting, the True Jedi status in all 17 levels, which is cool. And here you can have different battles with the AI characters as well. There's these 2 like cool little air vents as well, which I always thought were fun because you can walk over them and your character kind of floats above it, and it's just kind of neat. But overall, like LEGO Star Wars 2's Cantina, it's still very simple to what we've gotten in later LEGO games, and there's not too much to do here. It does have a lot of character, and it really is a classic, which is why I had to rank it above LEGO Star Wars 2. But overall, this is why Dexter's Diner comes in at number 4. Alright, so at number 3 we have Mos Eisley Cantina from LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga from 2007. Now this is the hub world that a lot of people have experience with, because I know a lot of people got into LEGO games with the Complete Saga, and this is basically a much improved, bigger version of what we found in the Mos Eisley Cantina in LEGO Star Wars 2. I always wish they would have kind of remade Dexter's Diner and the Cantina for this game to kind of combine the first 2 games. Maybe you could travel between them or something, but what are you going to do? So in the main room here, you can see the band playing the classic Cantina song, which is great. You can battle the AI characters and have big battles in there, which a lot of people had fun with. You've got the same guy that runs the shop from LEGO Star Wars 2, and the shop pretty much functions exactly the same. You can buy characters, extras. You can even watch the cutscenes from the game from this shop. To the right of the shop, you actually have a new feature from this game with the arcade battle room, so you just walk in through those doors and you can kind of battle your co-op partner if you're playing with 2 players, and you can also do it online, I believe, if you're playing on the Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 versions of the game. So that was a pretty cool feature, how you can actually duel each other with like lightsaber battles. I always thought that was a unique feature from the hub world of this game. But what really sets this hub world apart, especially from LEGO Star Wars 2's version of the Cantina, is the rooms for each of the 6 films. So there's 6 doors leading to each of the 6 films, and in each door you have like a unique atmosphere representing the film, which I really like. So if you walk into the room for Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, you kind of have the Separatist ship doors leading into each of the levels. And then if you go into like Episode 3, for example, you have the Mustafar doors, which you see in the film. And then like for Episode 5, you have the Hoth doors, like the snowy looking doors as well. And it's just really cool. And you pretty much know what movie you're in just by being in the room and going through the doors, which I think is really cool, and it really gives this game a lot of character. You can also go outside the cantina as well, just like LEGO Star Wars 2, but I think this outside is kind of a downgrade from even the LEGO Star Wars 2 version, because they made it smaller, and all the mini-kit builds are condensed into like this one computer terminal, and you can scroll through them all. I guess that makes sense because this game has like 36 mini-kits, 36 levels, so that would be a lot to spread out across the open world, but they could have given us a big cantina area with all of those levels spread out, and you can see all the mini-kit builds. Instead, they decided to put it into one terminal. You also have the big stud fountain out here after you get all the gold bricks in the game, which takes a while, especially on this game. And again, the stud fountain is pretty much useless. There's also a door leading into the bounty hunter room, which looks a little bit different than it did in LEGO Star Wars 2, but the bounty hunter missions return just like in the second game, and you can unlock that after you unlock all the bounty hunter characters. Lastly, from the main room, there's also the bonus room, which kind of looks sort of like the garage door rooms from LEGO Star Wars 2 Cantina, and you can play like cut levels from the game, and you can play the classic versions of levels from previous games if you want to play the old school pod racing level, which everyone loves, or the classic gunship cavalry level. Oh, those horrible levels. You can also unlock Indiana Jones here. So yeah, this is a pretty basic looking room, but it's just another room that you can kind of explore throughout the cantina. But overall, this is a massive improvement, I would say, over the LEGO Star Wars 2 Cantina. I love the unique doors for each of the levels. It's still fairly small to what we get in later games, and I would have preferred to see Dexter's Diner like remade as well in addition to this. And there's also not too much to do like gameplay wise, but for all these reasons, this is why it comes in at number 3 on the LEGO Hub World list. So coming in at number 2, we have LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens and its multiple hub worlds or multiple planets. So this isn't just one hub, it's actually several for all the planets that you see throughout the Episode 7 movie. And a lot of these planets are very large. I think Jakku is probably the largest one. There's like open deserts to explore and you can just run around. You also have Starkiller Base as a big open world. You have Takodana as a big open world, and there's just lots of different planets to explore here in the open world. Now, unlike the previous hub worlds that we've seen, these planets don't really serve as a way to access the game's levels. You can still do that. It's kind of, you have to kind of run around to access each level and find the little terminal for it. But what really these hub worlds are for is to give the game more content. Like just on Jakku, there's like tons of side quests to do. Like you can talk to different characters throughout the game. There's characters to unlock. There's gold bricks to find. Lots of stuff like that. And in this game, you no longer simply buy characters from a shop, which I kind of dislike. I always kind of like the store from the previous games, or really the old LEGO games, but they've kind of done away with this in the newer games. There's even vehicle races to do while you're in the open world, so you can get on a vehicle and try to race through these set points throughout the map, and if for completing it, you usually get like a gold brick or something. And another really cool feature that we don't see in the previous LEGO Star Wars games is the ability to quickly switch between characters. So in this game, you can just hold the Y button if you're playing on Xbox or triangle, depending on what console you're playing on or whatever, and you can pull up the whole character roster right there, and you can freely switch between characters, which is really cool, because in previous LEGO games, you only had basically what was in your immediate area. So if you saw like an AI character walking next to you, you could switch to that. But in this game, you can pretty much access any character throughout the entire game that you've unlocked, which I think was a really big improvement. There's also a small little hub world that connects all these planets together, and that's the Millennium Falcon. There's even some collectibles to find here, but this Millennium Falcon essentially acts as an easy way to travel between the planets, access the levels and things like that. It works, but I don't think it has the same character as the cool looking doors, from LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. And you can really access this from anywhere. You don't even have to be in the Millennium Falcon. You can pull up the map and select whatever level you need to go to. So overall, this game's hub, or its multiple hubs, are pretty great. They offer lots of variety. There's plenty of activities to do. There's easy character selection. But overall, this comes in at number 2 because I think there's one hub that I think even beats this one. So at number 1, we have the Resolute Republic Cruiser and the Invisible Hand Separatist ship from LEGO Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars. And I really think this is the perfect combination of the smaller classic hub worlds from like the first 3 LEGO Star Wars games and the bigger open world stuff that we see in the more modern LEGO games and LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens. So you begin in the Republic Cruiser, and you have a central terminal where you can access levels. You have a cool like hologram map, which I like, and you can even change the planet to change like what the outer space background of the hub world looks like, which is pretty cool. So in this game, you buy characters as you see them walk around the world. I think I still prefer the shops from the previous game, but this is still pretty awesome. And then with these unlocked characters, you can then use their abilities to actually unlock more of the hub world and expand it. So when you start out in the game, you really can't access too much of these ships, and then as you unlock the characters, you get new abilities, like for example, you get the ability to blow up silver LEGO objects, so that allows you to access more of the Republic Cruiser. Eventually you get to the hangar, and then you can discover that you can actually fly around in a vehicle outside in outer space, and which is cool by itself. And then you find out that you can actually fly over to a whole second hub world, which is the Invisible Hand Separatist ship from General Grievous, and you basically have an entire second hub world to explore. There's another central terminal here, and the AI will actually start attacking you if you're playing as a Republic character or a non-Separatist character, and vice versa, so I think that's pretty cool how they kind of brought back the classic Cantina fights in this way. And here there's plenty of more areas to discover. You can find extra missions with the bounty hunters and things like that. This game's hub also has the red bricks hidden throughout the hub world, which I really like because it gives you more things to do in the hub. You can explore and solve puzzles, whereas in previous games the red bricks were mostly just found in the levels, whereas here they took them out of the levels and put them in the hub. Even the mini kits in this game allow you to build up classic characters from like outside the Clone Wars, which I really like. You see the characters in their little bacta tanks in one of the rooms in the cruiser, and I really like that, how you're kind of building up the characters that you end up unlocking later, and I really like how they're in the bacta tanks as well. That really gives the game a lot of character, and it really fits into the Star Wars universe. But overall, I think this is the best hub world in all of LEGO Star Wars. There's plenty of rooms to explore, there's puzzles to solve, there's small bits of open world, space exploration in the vehicles, and it all feels very connected, unlike the Force Awakens hub world, which was very separated. So yeah, that's going to be my ranking for the 5 hub worlds in LEGO Star Wars so far before Skywalker Saga. We'll have to see what they do in that game, how they expand upon the whole hub world concept. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below of my list. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Like this video if you enjoyed it, if you learned something new, and dislike it if not, and let me know why. But other than that, subscribe for right when the next videos come out. We're always covering LEGO gaming content here, including Skywalker Saga coverage. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time here on Quick Break Games.